rise and shine. Coffee's brewing, feeling fine. News is out and on the air. Shizzy whiz nuts wild, but we don't care. Morning whiz and coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy whiz nuts, start the show. Let's go. Spinning in the breeze, stupid jokes, he's such a tease. Sip the Java with a smile, pants are off but stay a while. Morning whiz and coffee, talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy whiz, let's start the show, let's go. Headlines spinning in the breeze, stupid jokes, he's such a tease. Sip the Java, wear a smile, pants are off but stay a while. Morning whiz and coffee, talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy whiz, let's start the show, let's go. Serious is overrated, every day we're caffeinated. Talk the town but in a jest, morning whiz is always best. Clock is ticking, time to run. Morning show's a load of fun. Grab your mug, don't spill a drop. Laugh your ass off till you pop. Clock is ticking, time to run. Morning show's a load of fun. Grab your mug, don't spill a drop. Laugh your ass off till you pop.
Oh my god, Shizzy breaks Larry. Shizzy broke Larry.
Oh yeah.
Good morning, everybody. It's so good to see all of you. This is an interesting morning this morning because I haven't done one of these outside of town except for last night, and so it's a little odd getting everything set up for the morning streams. But it is going to be beautiful. Good to see you, Tammy. Good to see you, Cynthia. I have my favorites. Oh, yeah, hit that thumbs up. Make it feel nice and dirty. I slept like a ton of bricks last night. This is the first time I've slept in my bed. My own, well, it's not even my own bed. Ugh. No, it's gonna be a beautiful day. I've got a lot of work to do this morning, so it might be a little short. It might be a little bit short, but it'll be fun. I guarantee it. Oh, some coffee in the morning. It's what you need. It's what you need to feel a little more alive. Now, as you know, I'd like to cover the news in the mornings, and sometimes it gets a little political. So if politics isn't your thing and you don't want my sarcasm, it's absolutely fine. You can come back in the evening where it gets even more sarcastic and probably more aggravating. But this is what I do. So enjoy or don't. But I will be here for a couple of hours with you, having my take on stupidity, sarcasm, and all kinds of crap. Like this first story. Oh my gosh. The man suspected of pew-pewing 2 Minnesota lawmakers is in custody after surrendering to police. Well, what happened here? Belle Plaine, Minnesota. Man suspected of deleting a Minnesota lawmaker and wounding another crawled to officers on Sunday, surrendered Sunday, and surrender Sunday. So he was on all fours. He's like, oh, please don't pew-pew me. After they located him in the woods near his home, bringing an end to the massive, nearly 2-day search. He was in the woods near his home, and it took him 2 days to figure that out. We got some serious problems in Minnesota here. That put the entire state on edge. Vance Bolter was arrested and charged with 2 counts of deletion and 2 of attempted deletion. He's accused of posing as a police officer and fatally deleting former Democrat House Speaker Melissa Hortman and her husband in their home early Saturday in the northern Minneapolis suburbs. Authorities say he also pew-pewed John Hoffman, a Democrat, and his wife, Yvette. They were injured at their residence about 9 miles away. One man's unthinkable actions have altered the state of Minnesota, Governor Tim Walz said in a news conference after his arrest. Bolter's arrest. The search for Bolter was the largest manhunt in the state's history. I doubt that. Are you telling me that that's the largest manhunt they've had in its history? Because the guy was right outside his home and they couldn't just go walk out in the woods and go, hey, come out, we see you. Come on. You're telling me you had to search all over the state of Minnesota, looking high and low, and the guy was sitting in his backyard. Minnesota, you're very incompetent and very foolish that you couldn't find a guy sitting in your backyard, in his backyard. Seriously? Seriously. I don't know what to tell you, Minnesota. It's like there's not a whole lot of places he could hide, you just go, oh, he's in the woods. And then whenever you see the woods, you're like, oh, those? That's just like an outcropping. Check on Hortman's home. His husband gunned down before the shooter fled. Authorities said on Sunday located a vehicle Bolter was using abandoned in rural Sibley County where he lived. Yeah, probably. And police officer report that he believed he saw Bolter running into the woods. Bruley said police set up a large perimeter and called in 20 different tactical teams. Like, really? 20 different tactical teams on this overweight middle-aged guy that okay. During the search, police say they received information confirming someone was in the woods. I can't make this shit up. Hey, there's somebody in the woods. Does a bear shit in the woods? Well, no, but this man ran into the woods and there he was. Confirming that someone was in the woods and searched for hours. They used helicopters, officers on foot until they found him. Break out the dogs. He's done gone Rambo on us. Before he was handcuffed, taken into custody in a field, authorities said. Jail records show Bolter was booked into Hennepin County Jail at 1:02 a.m. Central Time Monday, including 2 mugshots, one from the front and one from the side. No, they did a mugshot from his backside because that's all they saw as he was running. Yeah, right there. Just like, golly, you gotta be kidding me. One from the front side and one from the side. Bolter wearing an orange prison shirt. Well, the targeted attack, Drew Evans, a superintendent of the State Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, said the violence would have continued. Brooklyn Park officers not checked on Hortman's home, causing Bolter to flee. The Hoffmans were attacked first at their home in Champaign. Okay. Early Saturday, a criminal complaint unsealed after Bolter's arrest indicated their adult daughter called 911 just after 2 a.m. to say a masked person had come to the door and pew-pewed her parents. After police in nearby Brooklyn Park learned that a lawmaker had been shot, they sent patrol officers to check on Hortman's home. So if it wouldn't have been a lawmaker, they probably had just written it off and been like, we'll go check tomorrow. I mean, it's just like, a lawmaker? Yeah, we got to get there immediately. We better show up. Ooh, boy, we're in trouble now. They don't want to find out how much we've been slacking. Jeez. That walks with a limp run away from the police. Well, he didn't walk. He crawled away because, that's how he surrendered. He was crawling. How did a 50-year-old man with a limp get away from police? Well, because, well, the police decided that they would finally show up. They heard there were shots. They heard someone might be deleted. But as soon as they heard it was a lawmaker, oh, we need to get there right now. Just like, wow. Now, they sent police patrol officers to check on Hortman's home. Brooklyn Park police officers arrived just in time to see Bolter shoot Mark Hortman through the open door of the home, the complaint says. It says they exchanged fire with Bolter, who fled inside the home before escaping the scene. Okay. Now, you got to be serious. So this old guy, this 50-something-year-old guy, goes in, pew-pews. They see him pew-pew, and he escapes. I mean, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. What was this guy? Ex-Marine or something? Especially after they exchange gunfire. One, they need to go back and learn how to shoot. They really do. If they're exchanging gunfire and they hit absolutely nothing, they need to learn how to shoot, because that's pretty bad. Melissa Hortman was found deleted inside, the complaint said. No, really? How many of those bullets were his, and how many of those bullets were you guys that can't hit the damn broadside of a barn, or a guy, that's way overweight and friends with a limp? Authorities said Bolter posed as a police officer, even allegedly altering a vehicle to make it look like a police car. Okay. I don't want to donate. You can kiss my ass. No details on motive. Okay. Authorities did not give motive as they announced Bolter's arrest. A list of about 70 names was found in writings recovered from fake police vehicle that was left at the crime scene, said two law enforcement officials who spoke to the Associated Press on condition of anonymity. Okay. Because they were not authorized to discuss details of the ongoing investigation. So, you dumbasses, you did anyway. You low-life pieces. No wonder. They're probably trying to cover their own ass, because here they go. They got some guy with a pew-pew out, and they catch him in the act, and they can't even shoot him. Wonderful job, police officers. Wonderful job. The writings and list of names included prominent state and federal lawmakers and community leaders, according to officials. A Minnesota official told AP lawmakers who had been outspoken in favor of abortion rights were on the list. Okay. Now, the official. Okay. What does that have to do with anything? Oh, so you're trying to tie in something about abortion here. Okay. Good job. The official spoke of condition of anonymity because the investigation was ongoing. Yet again. Bolter is a former political appointee who served at the same state workforce development board as Hoffman records show. It was not clear if or how well they knew each other. Okay. This seems like a psyop. It really does. So this guy, a Democrat, goes after other Democrats and something to do with abortion. I'm just curious how that works. I wonder, you notice that if it was a Republican, they would be telling you right away that it's a Republican. That's why it's a Democrat, because they don't mention that he's Democrat. They just say, "Oh, he was a former political appointee." Really? Was he? Around 6 a.m. Saturday, Bolter texted friends to apologize for his actions, though he didn't say what he had done. "I'm going to be gone for a while. I may be dead shortly. I just want to let you know I love you guys both, and I wish it hadn't gone this way," he wrote in messages viewed by the AP. An escalation in political violence. Okay. The shootings come as political leaders nationwide have been attacked, harassed, and intimidated amid deep political divisions. It seems to me the only ones that are being attacked and harassed have been Republicans. Weird how that works, isn't it? And the intimidation amid deep political divisions. Lawmakers said they were disturbed by the attacks, and the Twin Cities residents mourned. This cannot be the norm. It can't be the way we deal with our political differences, Waltz said Sunday. Waltz, you are the master of creating this problem. This is what they don't get. He's the one that created this political division amongst people. And then it's like, I don't understand why everybody hates everybody, because you're a fucking idiot. Oh, Lord. Rickles, how you doing? Good morning. Happens very slow. Little town on the sea. Short walks from the sea. Oh, we love the walks to the sea. Good morning, Charlotte. On Sunday evening, Senator Amy Klobuchar shared a statement from Yvette Hoffman expressing appreciation for the outpouring of public support. John is enduring many surgeries right now, is closer every hour to being out of the woods, Yvette Hoffman said in text that Klobuchar posted on social media. He took 9 bullet hits. I took 8, and we're both incredibly lucky to be alive. We're gutted and devastated by the loss of Melissa and Mark. Brightly colored flowers and small American flags were placed Sunday on the gray marbled stones of the Minnesota State Capitol, along with a photo of the Hortmans. People scrawled messages on small notes, including, "You are our leader through the hardest times. Rest in power." Pam Stein, oh, she came in with flowers. She knelt by the memorial. An emotional Stein called Hortman an absolute powerhouse and the real unsung hero of Minnesota. Karanari, or something like that, reported from Minneapolis, and Balsamo and Durkin. Richard reported from Washington. The Associated Press don't care. Yeah, I can tell you where they're trying to spin this. Oh, it was evil Republicans that did all this. No, that's not what happened. It was one of their own went on a little bender, doing everything to a bunch of people. And if you don't believe me, here you go. We got the Rogues' new gallery of left-wing scoundrels. The entire career of race baiter Al Sharpton was founded on falsehoods about the Tawny Brawley scam. Nearly everything that the left told us about the Trayvon Martin fight was false. The hands up, don't shoot Ferguson fable at the Covington kids myth were quickly exposed. The Duke Lacrosse and Jussie Smollett melodramas were completely laughable, and Russian collusion, laptop disinformation, and Joe Biden fit as a fiddle gaslight were utter lies. But more recently, the hard left has lost its mind, championing a host of violent and unsavory characters. The illegal alien and El Salvadorian national Kilmar Abrego Garcia, we'll just say Mr. Garcia, was, well, let's put it this way, was portrayed as a victim of unfair deportation in the left's larger losing war for open borders. Well, Garcia became a Maryland man, a supposed poor victim of Trump's overreach. He was constructed as a family man engaged in construction to feed his family, who somehow forgot to become documented and was deported. In truth, Garcia is now facing felony indictments for human trafficking. He was likely an MS-13 gang member, a violent bullying woman beater, and rarely employed gainfully in construction. Luigi Maggioni was a rich, spoiled kid who dabbled in Jacobin politics, posing as a revolutionary. Maggioni ambushed Ben Thompson, the CEO of United Healthcare. He deleted him in cold blood near a New York hotel. Instantly, some of the left embraced Maggioni as a revolutionary hero who delivered justice to a supposedly greedy corporate capitalist. Mohammed Sabri Solomon, like Garcia, was a violent illegal alien. He bragged about his hatred of the Jews in general and as Israel in particular. So Solomon made some Molotov cocktails and tried to incinerate Jewish marchers advocating on behalf of Israeli hostages still held by Hamas. Solomon's wife and 5 children, to whom Solomon filmed a video explaining his dedication to violent jihad, were also illegal aliens. Solomon may have preferred to burn Jews to remind us of the fires of the Holocaust ovens. In the mind of the mainstream liberal media, the Solomon family was cruelly detained by the evil Trump administration that was considering returning the illegal aliens to their Middle Eastern homes. But recently, during the LA riots, the left went completely crazy as the entire Democrat Party and California state officials sided with violent protesters and illegal aliens. The open border rioters soon got the message that left-wing California officials were on their side, so throngs began burning cars, illegal aliens waved Mexican flags and burned American flags, protesters spat on law enforcement and pelted them with rocks, firecrackers, and concrete blocks. Stores were looted, critical freeways were swarmed and shut down, and for what? To protest the legal efforts of ICE to serve deportation warrants to a few hundred of some 10 to 12 million illegals who had illegally swarmed the U.S. during the Biden administration's 4-year destruction of immigration law. California Governor Newsom damned the federal immigration efforts as chaotic and restless and seemed obsessed only with Trump. Then Newsom dared ICE to arrest him. Like some antebellum neo-Confederate states' rights activists, Newsom threatened to withhold California's federal income taxes from the federal government, a possible felony. Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass, recently infamous for junketing in Ghana while Pacific Palisades burned down, warned ICE that we will not stand for this. What did her threat mean? Did she intend to use force to support the street thugs against her fellow American officers? California Democrat Norma Torres screamed at overwhelmed ICE agents seeking to issue arrest warrants with the obscene threat, "Get the F out of L.A." As the mob violence increased and the public outrage grew, a desperate, now embarrassed Newsom could only double down on his obsession with Trump. What has caused Newsom's Trump derangement syndrome? Is it because Trump called out the National Guard and Marines to aid an overwhelmed Los Angeles Police Department to stop the violence that the left-wing officials and media had appeased? In sum, the only one, again, trying to commit political suicide. Polls show the overwhelming public support for deporting those who are illegally entered and reside in the U.S., especially nearly 500,000 believed criminals. Trump's own support demographic in the recent polls has been Hispanics. Like all Americans, they are appalled by the violent thugs and illegal aliens waving Mexican flags who have no wish to return to Mexico while burning American flags as they demand to illegally stay in the U.S. The more coherent left claim the protests were peaceful and damned the Trump administration for sending them help, the more the violence continued, and the more the public was relieved that Trump was trying to stop the riots. Democrats currently lack sane and effective leaders, but that's no excuse to swoon over creepy gangbangers, spoiled brat assassins, anti-Semitic burners of Jews, and illegal aliens breaking the law and damning America while waving Mexican flags. Here's an editor's note here. The President Trump isn't going to allow lawlessness to reign in America. We will not have a repeat of 2020's Summer of Love. Crazy, isn't it? Newsom is jealous of Trump's testosterone level. I guess so. He's jealous of something. I haven't quite figured out what Newsom's attitude is on this, but I will tell you, it is gone beyond ridiculous. And whenever you hear what these fools are doing, the kind of problems that they're creating, you just have to question yourself, what were they thinking? What were they thinking? And I guess the best thing to do is just to show what they didn't realize, what they didn't recognize was this right here.
So I'm gonna break it down for you, all right? And if somebody wants to know what I mean by turn violent, all right, this is what I mean. If you resist lawful orders, you're going to jail. Let me be very clear about that. If you block an intersection or a roadway in Brevard County, you are going to jail. If you flee arrest, you're going to go to jail tired because we are going to run you down and put you in jail. If you try to mob rule a car in Brevard County, gathering around it, refusing to let the driver leave, in our county, you're most likely going to get run over and dragged across the street.
Yes.
If you spit on us, you're going to the hospital and in jail.
We have.
If you hit one of us, you're going to the hospital and jail, and most likely get bitten by one of our big, beautiful dogs that we have here. If you throw a brick, a firebomb, or point a gun at one of our deputies, we will be notifying your family where to collect your remains at, because we will kill you graveyard dead. We're not going to play. This has got to stop. You're watching what's taking place out there. You're seeing police officers that are being attacked, being spit on, being put in harm's way just for doing their jobs. You're seeing ICE agents that are being targeted for doing their jobs. And you're seeing obstructionists that are doing all of this, standing in the way of law and order.
Oof. Yeah, Florida said, we're not going to play. They were very adamant about that. They said, hey, we're not playing at all. We will arrest you. Good morning, Ballstorm. Love this sheriff. Yeah. He's not the first one to say the grave, we will delete you graveyard dead. He is not the first one to say that. It is. I gotta show this. I gotta show you guys this. I just, okay. Now I will tell you, this is a little gross. Okay. So this is not safe for kids. So if you have kids in the room, move them out of the room. You don't want to have them in here for this one. Okay. I'm going to give you about 30 seconds for this next one. When I saw it, I just about cried. So it's a parody. Move the kids out of the room. I'm telling you, you don't want to have kids here for this one. Okay. All right. Are you ready? I'm telling you, you don't want to have kids here for this one. All right, here we go.
Sorry for the sounds.
Yeah.
You get loosened up after you're here for a while.
Could you just not look at me while you're doing it?
The sound of when you go, it's going to change throughout the next few months as you get reshaped.
What is that supposed to mean?
I came in as a trumpet. I sound a little bit like a drum set now, the way it flops out.
Okay. Could you just not talk to me when you're going to the bathroom?
This feels wonderful.
Dude,
Thanks for warming it up.
You gotta look at me when you're doing that, man?
Yeah, sure.
No, could you not look at me when you're doing that?
Doing what? Sorry for the sounds.
Yeah.
You get loosened up after you're here for a while.
Could you just not look at me while you're doing
The
it?
sound of when you go, it's going to change throughout the next few months as you get reshaped.
Sorry. I'm sorry. That one just I could not. Sorry. I just couldn't help it. I had to show it. Now extreme even for Shizzy. Oh, do you see the next one? Wait till you see the next one. This next one is really bad. You want to really be traumatized? This one's for you. Here we go.
So, she just said her name used to be Kyle. I respect it, just wasn't ready to meet the extra fork on the first date.
Just got to third base, turns out it was bigger than mine. Fuck that, I'm out.
I ain't even mad she had one. I'm mad it had veins. Bro, it winked at me.
Sorry. Oh. Oh, yes. Yes. Sometimes we have issues. Okay. Couldn't help it. I couldn't help it. All right. There's just some days that these things happen. That's funny. Told you. I told you there's something not quite. No comment. I spit out my coffee. Oh, I've got another one for you, but we're saving that for just a little bit. We'll save that one for just a little bit. All right. Okay. Damn it. All right, here we go. No King's Day, or yes, Free Speech Day. They call it Trump No Kings Rally. That's rich because they're telling everyone they're worried about kings while standing in a public square yelling at the president feels like a warning and more like a celebration of American democracy in motion. We're not a democracy. I get the theater, I get the worry, but here's the quiet irony. Quiet-born irony, the very thing they're spooked about, the rise of authoritarianism, is the vehicle that's carrying their message. Yeah, I just recently saw where they're doing a protest in the UK, a No Kings rally against Trump in the UK. I think it was Megan that said, a country that literally has a king. What the fuck? To paraphrase the Tocqueville's reading about the American lane of free speech, somebody always gets to hustle indignation in the public square. So here we are, Portage County, Wisconsin, on the morning of a protest, taking on style over substance. And it's juicy, parading military might or patriotic pageantry. The Portage County Democrats posted on Facebook they're comparing our president to Kim Jong-un, Putin, Z. No subtlety there. The post goes on to say it's less honoring our military and more feeding the ego of a child who was given a silver spoon but was starved for love and attention. And that's a freight train of charges, but here's the catch. They're using their platform to call on people to exercise their First Amendment rights. They're not complaining quietly, they're yelling. And the object of their fear? He wants to deal with them with great force. Apparently, America is great when there is no freedom of speech. That's a heavy accusation, shouting into the megaphone that he'll silence you while using that megaphone themselves. The dressing down of irony. Let's just break down the irony they asked. Please show up. Please don't be complacent at a time when we need to protect our country from the dangers within. They're playing the old alarm bell, danger within, red menace, Trump is your dictator in waiting, but then they'll send a battalion of protesters by tomorrow, 11 a.m. in front of the post office, marching, feet on pavement, signs in hand, freedom of speech. That's democracy's muscle. That's the one thing they're warning against, which is like a heart surgeon standing outside an OR saying your beating heart is a danger. The heart is literally the thing keeping you the fuck alive. Then here's a lesson here. The alarm bell doesn't drown out the sound of the protest itself. And that loud sound is, well, why it matters locally and nationally. At Stevens' point, in over 2,000 cities nationwide, Americans are turning out to check executive power. These aren't fringe rallies. They're the kinds of rallies that mean something. John Adams wrote in 1776 that the essence of free government consists in effectual control of rival powers. This isn't fringe. It's the engine of Republican governance. You push back, you place a check, and yes, it's often messy. Yes, you sometimes mock the theatricality at the center, but it's better than the alternative. The personal accusation from Democrats that Trump is a supreme leader is clownish, but it also shows they recognize the stakes. The rhetorical battle is over whether they allow the protest dissent or in question. And they want customers to care. They want those images. And they get both. The supreme irony in Portage County is here's the crux of Facebook posts. They're accusing Trump of being a would-be king, suppressing freedom and brutalizing dissent. Yet they're using free speech, marching in the streets, organizing, protesting on Facebook, begging people to express themselves. That contradiction is the proof of the concept of why Madison, Stephen points, and D.C. exist in the first place. The system works when people scream from the margins. That's the red, white, and blue Birmingham jail. It's a simple yet powerful principle. Use your rights to protect your rights, and it's beautiful in its broken glass chaos. Culture talk, fear or flourish. Who's mocking the fear? What will Saturday show? And here's a final thought. This real Rorschach test. If you think calling Trump a would-be king while using democracy to protest counts as hypocrisy, well, you've missed the point. If you think speaking up is dangerous, you're only confirming why we must keep speaking up. The flag flyover tomorrow isn't authoritarian, it's a message. If you think parades are kingly, try joining one. If you believe threats of force will deter that, you'll end up with an empty parade ground and a house echoing in silence. Good morning. Hey, Tammy. Jules, I have my favorites. Wonderful to see you. Wonderful, fine people here. What's really, really funny is the Great Awakening. The world stands united with Greta. Get a job, you bum. I'm sure you've noticed the world's most annoying climate doomster, or little bitch as we like to say, and no, it's not Justin Trudeau, unfortunately. He would be the second most would be Greta Thunberg. Has swapped her acid raincoat and melting glacier galoshes for a stylish kafefa, I think that's what it's called, and a Gaza-rific t-shirt. I'm guessing the Thunberg finally fixed the climate and needs a new direction in her life. Today, hating Jews is even more in vogue than leftoids and slapping a dress on to a 10-year-old vegan son. It appears Greta Thunberg is having regrets over 2015 prediction that climate change would wipe out all of humanity by 2023. Greta Thunberg reportedly deletes the 2018 tweet claiming climate change will wipe out all of humanity by 2023. Who can forget the hilarity of Thunberg's transformation from Greenhouse Gas Act to Judophobe? Well, Greta appears with a sad-faced blue octopus. What could that mean? Stand with Gaza. Well, Octorama, despite being almost infinite number of plausible animals in dozens of colors, Thunberg decided to pose for a photo with a blue octopus, a Nazi-era symbolism of Judaism alleging controlling tentacles reaching across the world. Smart, huh? As I predicted on my daily radio show, Thunberg's last desperate attempt for attention may be near Waterloo. Thunberg and her entourage recently packed enough gas-bound supplies to feed an individual for an hour onto what the media calls a selfie yacht, and headed off to save Palestine. Well, Greta Thunberg on that yacht wearing a kafefa and sipping a cocktail. Epitomes of the premise that pro-Palestine is a lifestyle accessory for the wealthy progressives. Oh, I love it. She's got a little cocktail there. She's like looking all, I don't know. She could borrow my helmet. Let's put it that way. And readers add context. This is a digitally altered image generated by Grok using the Grok watermark at the bottom right-hand corner. Oh, fun. In anticipation by everyone, including Thunberg, Israel intercepts the rich kids as they approach Gaza. Thunberg has learned how to harness power in the photo op, jumped into action, and proceeded to beclown herself spectacularly by claiming she was kidnapped. The Twitterverse responded accordingly. No, Greta, you are most certainly not kidnapped. We're just shipping you back home. While enjoying Israel's hospitality, Thunberg and her murdered Myrmidons are shown in videos of Hamas savagery during their brutal October 7th, 2023 attack on Israel, which they sophomorically refused to watch. Seriously. We're not watching that. We don't want to see the brutal attack. We don't want to see what was caught on tape of people being deleted brutally. Yeah, if you haven't seen those tapes, it is absolutely frightening watching these people run and panic and cower and beg for their lives as these horrible people came in and killed and kidnapped, drag off people, massacred. It's insane. Thunberg was only too happy to sign the deportation papers and jump on the next climate-killing jet plane out of Dodge, claiming that she could do more outside of Israel than if I'm forced to stay here for a few more weeks, whereas most attention-starved, talent-free plonkers would take the hint and simper their way home. Thunberg decided to double down on her clownery. Well, some people do. After landing in France, Thunberg pretended she was handcuffed as she walked past press cameras. Okay, you don't see on mainstream news is Greta was handcuffed. She wasn't. Thunberg told reporters the world needs more angry women like herself. You could have fooled me that that's a woman. Donald Trump hilariously suggested that Thunberg visit anger management classes. And then the international press jumped on the Greta fatigue feeding frenzy. New York Post, News24.com, the Times of Israel, Daily Mail, and the report from Sky Australia News is quite delicious.
First tonight, I have to start with the absurdity of the world in which we live. From Greta Thunberg to a prominent American Jew being denied entry to Australia. Greta is a morally repugnant and confused woman, and she swapped her cause du jour from climate activism to hatred of the Jewish state of Israel. On board a yacht, she tried to go and save Gaza. Not from the terrorists, mind you, as Israel is trying to do, but from Israel. And when she was stopped and given a sandwich, she released a video claiming she'd been kidnapped. I mean, the absurdity of this spectacle and the associated media coverage is difficult to stomach, and I wanted to ignore it, as I have done for most of the past week. But why I'm not tonight is because I think we need to speak about the trend where Greta and many on the left have swapped their environmental crusades to embrace hatred for Israel. It is serious. Yes, the Greta show is amusing in the way it is when a 2-year-old throws a spectacular tantrum in a crowded airport and you can only shrug your shoulders and laugh. But the fact that so many on the left are turning hatred of Israel into a fashionable cause is alarming and, as a Jew, dangerously frightening.
She's not joking when she says these things. It is very frightening that these people are this psychopathic. Now, the British TV host just dropped some truth bombs on top of Hamas's cheerleader Greta Thunberg right here.
Let's also talk about freedom of speech of idiots. You are entitled, and I believe very strongly in this world, particularly in this country, you're entitled to hold a stupid and ill-informed opinion as you want. You and I are both keen members of the Free Speech Union, and I include Greta Thunberg in that.
But you're
And
British.
Absolutely,
you don't have free speech.
Because, my God, she does need some defence for her freedom of speech to say the dumb things that she has to say. She joined this so-called Freedom Flotilla, an aid convoy to Gaza, along with a lot of other virtue-signalling people, some of whom, of course, have openly supported Hamas. She was on this Gaza-bound aid boat. The aid boat they had I think I've got more flour and supplies in my kitchen cupboards than they were actually taking. Apparently, it was just sort of, a signal. It was a signal of their support. They were basically desperate to be boarded by the IDF so they could actually have a big show. And indeed, they did get boarded by the IDF early hours this morning, and they have been taken ashore. But before that, Greta Thunberg recorded a video. Can you spot what's wrong with what she said in this self-gratifying video?
My name is Greta Thunberg and I am from Sweden. If you see this video, we have been intercepted and kidnapped in international waters by the Israeli occupational forces or forces that support Israel. I urge all my friends, family and comrades to put pressure on the Swedish government to release me and the others as soon as possible.
Now, what would have been really interesting is if Israel had not stepped in, I don't think she realizes what would have happened to her. I don't think she understands what would have happened to her. Had they not intercepted her, and she had made it over there and to hang out with the Palestinians, what do you think would have happened to this little blonde hair, blue-eyed idiot without head covering? What do you think would have happened to her? Do you think that she would have been able to even make this video? This video never would have even gotten released. What would have happened is she probably would have been brutally assaulted in more ways than one, and they would have sent her head back. But she doesn't realize that. They would have used her as a device to demand more money or more of something else. The outcome would have been absolutely horrendous, and I don't wish that on anyone. She's an idiot. And Israel just saved her from her own stupidity. Because had she made it there, you wouldn't be seeing Greta in this light at all. You would be seeing one less Greta Thunberg in the world. And probably every single person that was with her. Oh, they would have outcried then. idiots. Idiots.
I mean, there's so much wrong with that, apart from the whole virtue thing, the performative wearing of the keffiyeh and the like. She said she was kidnapped.
Yeah.
Kidnapped. I mean, does she know what being kidnapped really means? When Israeli forces take you, they make a public announcement, they video it, they give you sandwiches and water, it's all on video. Then apparently they are going to get her and the others to watch that 5-minute video of...
She's being paid to do this.
Horrific obscenities of what happened in the 7th massacre. Largely, by the way, filmed by the Hamas terrorists carrying out those atrocities before they let them go and send them home. She also talked about my friends, family, comrades. Sweetheart, you're not in a war. You're just a propaganda tool. You're a useful idiot. I mean, you've been wrong about everything. You know, the green obsession, the socialism. But on this, wrong even more. You weren't taking aid to people who are starving in Gaza. A, they're not starving, they're getting aid. B, you didn't actually have any real aid on board, because I've got more flour and supplies in my kitchen cabinets than you had on that little yacht. This was about you getting some selfies, going on a nice little jaunt, getting your numbers up on social media, and performative virtue signaling that does absolutely nothing.
Sounds familiar, doesn't it?
The people of Gaza, currently living under the rule of Hamas, does nothing for the Israeli hostages, the ones who really were kidnapped, sitting in tunnels after being tortured and starved by the people, the men that you support, the Hamas soldiers. Now, you've been taken to Israel and you are going to be shipped home. I'm sure Sweden don't want you back, but I think that's the wrong decision by the Israelis. I think they should have boarded the ship and taken you to Gaza, because I'm sure your comrades in Hamas would absolutely love an outspoken woman wearing shorts and spouting her views. I think they would absolutely love to have you there, and I'm sure you'd very much enjoy your experience too. Sam, this performative virtue signaling by celebrities is getting tiresome at best, isn't it?
And can I tell you what makes me sick? What makes me sick is that this woman...
I love the way he says that. What absolutely makes me sick. You look pale and pasty and sick already, sir. I don't know what else could make you any sicker. Maybe if you would get some sunlight, you wouldn't feel so sick. Sorry. Can't help it. He looks very, very, very pale.
She's now.
By the way, she is a woman. She's 23.
She's now a woman. Is held up in our society by far too many of the media as a...
I like this antenna he has coming out of his ear. It makes him look like a robot. Greta Doomsburg. Sorry, this guy's killing me. Dude, you're not part of the CIA. Remove whatever the hell this is out of the side of your head. You look like a bad reject of Doctor Who.
The hero, someone who's doing something that's brave and heroic all the damn time. Let me be very clear.
Good morning,
she has lied
Connie.
About being
Good morning, MG. How you doing?
Let me tell you who is not portrayed as a hero by our media. It is the girls that went along to a music concert that celebrated peace in southern Israel, who were kidnapped, who were taken, raped, abused violently by hordes of baying men that shouted at them, cheered at them,
spat on them,
were taken to tunnels, were held underground where they were used as little more than slaves for 300, 400 days. Some of them are still there, and they were actually kidnapped. They felt the terror every night. Hardly, one can only imagine, slept for an entire year or more.
You're welcome, Jeff.
Not one of these people is going to get put on the front page of Time magazine. Not one of these people is going to get a book deal or an Instagram million plus followers. They are heroes. They are heroes. The fact that that woman is held up as a hero and they are not tells you everything that is going on with a sickness that has infected too much of our society.
It really.
He also has no shoulders. I mean, I'm just saying, he's got nothing. It's gone. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, we are being fools this morning. The world has spoken, but the world will the world's most petulant Jew-hating guests, and they take the hint. Well, not likely. Thunberg 22 is worth between $1 million and $2 million, which much of which comes from groups paying the untrained, anti-Semitic permafrost queen of the allegedly rising seas to speak. Eco-doom and the hatred of Jews are big business, and because business is too good to quit, let's kick off the weekend with some laughs. Nobody skewers the Pinko Stinko Brigade quite like our friends at Jokes and at Point. Remember, patriots know how to laugh. Blue-haired, they, thems suck. While you're at it, why not drop a like and follow? We patriots need to stick together.
I say I'm gonna do it. Check this out. I mean,
okay, I'm not showing that. I'm not showing that. It'll get me in trouble. That's somebody else's music, somebody else's stuff. But I do have something very, very interesting that I think everybody should possibly watch. This is a new band that's come out. A new band that's come out, and I think they need to be showcased. This is True Talent right here. Okay, you ready? Here we go. True Talent. House music is pretty cool though. All right, and so now we've got to show you a safety video, because safety videos are always important. And here we go. Remember, rusty nails will give you tetanus.
If you step on a rusty nail, you'll get tetanus and die. To prevent this, whenever you see a rusty nail sticking out of a board, go ahead and remove that nail. With the nail removed, we can reinsert a new clean nail back into the board. Now, we can safely step on this nail and not have to worry about getting tetanus. Moving on. The screwdriver is a great tool, but it's kind of long and hard to fit into tight places. Instead, I like to use something smaller, like the Milwaukee cordless screw gun. Simply move the obstruction, then drive the screw all the way in. Next up, we have a hole in the end of our board that we need to remove. The best way to do this is by cutting the hole off with your skill saw. But first, we need to secure the board with a screw. With the board secured, go ahead and cut off your hole with your skill saw. All right, now we can remove this screw. Notice that we now have another hole in the end of our board. To fix this, go ahead and re-secure the board down and cut the hole off with your saw. Repeat this process until all the holes have been successfully removed.
Oh, yes, yes. So, husband instantly is going to regret, well, the wife is going to instantly regret the husband being asked to film this. Yes, she's taking a phone off the wall.
Ready?
Best video ever. Shouldn't you be framed? It's a phone! Don't go so far away!
She's just swinging at air. I've got another one. Got another one for you. Now this was filmed in this was filmed in Italy, so forgive me if they don't get the translations quite right. But I gotta do this beforehand because this is absolutely hilarious. So. you seeing this?
Rise and shine. Safety first, safety last, folks.
So he asks him what time it is.
Yeah.
And so he grabs the donkey's balls and tells him the time.
That works.
First time I saw that, I was like, yep. He's like, I'm just moving him out of the way so I can see the village clock, you idiot.
I just have to touch the donkey balls.
I got to move him out of the way.
You got to move them. I have to see the clock tower.
I got it. Well,
He's way over there.
I got one more I got to show because this one made me laugh. So check this out. Boom.
Yeah. That's the best thing you could possibly do. Okay, idiots.
Oh, so how you doing, brother?
Doing good. Had a very nice Father's Day. Went out to the black site with Valhalla and Valkyrie and
nice
the whole gang, and it was nice. It's nice.
Wow.
Just a relaxing day.
I know that the expert did a stream, I think, last night.
Yeah, he's alive, believe it or not.
I mean, I saw that he streamed like the day before.
Yeah, he streamed Saturday night, and then he streamed last night for members only.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yes. Well, it's good to see that he's back up. I mean,
oh yeah.
It got him.
Hey,
good,
that
didn't it?
Danish flu ain't no joke, folks.
No, it's not. No, I haven't slept in my own bed in a while. And it's another week that I'm not sleeping in my own bed, but I'm actually sleeping in a bed, not a day bed.
At least you're getting sleep somewhere.
Yeah, that's very true. That is very true. Oh my gosh. My wife got sick, of course.
Right.
No, see, I'm smart. I didn't tell my wife what it was.
Hell no.
No.
Hell no.
She just thinks, I got a little bit of the flu, got what everybody else got. That's right, love.
That's what you got, honey. It's exactly what you got. Because you ain't freaking out on me.
No, because you're not going to spoil it for next year, woman.
That's right.
whenever I go and do it all over again. Oh my God.
Everybody's going to have to get inoculated before next year.
Oh my God. No, you just have to get all ready for it.
Exactly.
You
have to gear yourself up. You have to be in, good mental and physical shape to be able to withstand the madness.
There is some madness too. I mean, we've seen the kind of craziness that happens, especially whenever you've got people that are just.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
True. It's true.
Hey, I didn't get COVID, so.
How's your groin?
Yeah, but you got no groin left.
Well, wife doesn't complain.
Not to you.
She ain't complaining she ain't complaining at all.
Did you put a ball gag back on her? So shut up.
I just have to.
They can't talk. They can't complain.
Well, she hasn't suffocated in the pillow yet, but can't wait to kids.
Shh. Oh my gosh. So I've started going back and watching some of the old Laura Owen stuff.
Oh boy.
And it's so insane, especially seeing that she's going to be serving some time.
You're gonna jail.
Yeah.
I'll be shocked if she serves any damn time.
I won't be. I think that they are pretty aggravated that she abused the system as much as she did.
I hope so.
With as publicized as it was,
yep,
it would not surprise me at all if she may not serve any time, but she'll get sentenced.
Yeah, that I could see happening. For her abuse of the system, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's going to be brutal. It's going to be brutal. And especially once they start showing all of her lies and exposing all of that stuff out there.
Oh yeah.
It's going to
because I mean, apparently there's several men, what those who have been researching have said they found.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, it wasn't her
and it's
first
not
time.
just Clayton.
No.
Yeah. She's had a lot of
and we knew about a couple of the others. We knew about Maricini and Gillespie, but I think they're saying that there's even more. And then I think one of the charges is the perjury on where she said she had not been with anyone else, during like the 2-year period or something. And so, with Clayton, it's like, oh, that's not good for you. You're saying you were with nobody else, and they're charging with perjury over that.
Oh, they're charging her with perjury over a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's just not that.
But that's a big one. You mean, so there's somebody out there we don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
If that's the case.
It's going to get crazy. When is that one due? That starts on July.
I think the trial is supposed to be in October, I believe.
I think that's right. But I think they have some pre-hearing conferences.
Yeah, they've got some pre-trial thing. I think in July.
And shit.
Yeah, I think
I have to go back and look.
July 11th, because I pulled it up last night. Her actual hearing, and I was like, oh, they're moving this thing along pretty quick. They're not playing.
No,
they did let her out on her own recognizance, but that's they said if she doesn't show up to one hearing, they will immediately put out a bench warrant, have her arrested.
Good.
I mean, they weren't playing, and the judge in that, oh my God, I just got to show it, because her voice doesn't match her. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, she's. Well, I mean, the vocal fry kind of messed her up.
No, I'm talking.
I don't think I've ever heard her talk. Of course, from what I've heard, most of the time she has her mouth full anyway.
I'm talking about the judge. The judge.
Oh, the judge.
Oh, the judge.
Oh,
I thought you meant Laura
the
Owens.
judge. I did too. Now the judge. I don't think that's going to be her judge.
Oh, I don't care.
The one that did the arraignment.
Hold on. God damn it.
The one that did the arraignment is.
Well, I know the one that did the arraignment does not sound like she looks. All right.
Yeah.
So here we go.
Laura Michelle Owens, 5/14/1990.
Thank you. Counsel, would you please announce?
Yes, thank you, Judge. Matthew Smiley for Joshua Coleswood for the defendant who is present via Teams.
Thank you. Counsel, do you waive a reading this morning?
I do.
Court will enter.
Nicole Northup on behalf of Ed Leiter for the state.
Oh, thank you. This morning, the court will enter pleas of not guilty on behalf of the defendant as to all counts 1 through 7, noting that this is the initial appearance on each of those counts. Court dates will be set as follows. Initial pretrial conference, July 11th at 8:15 with Commissioner Garfinkel. Comprehensive pretrial conference, August 11th at 9 a.m. with Judge Reeder. Final trial management conference, October 16th at 9 a.m. with Judge Reeder. Trial assignment is October 23rd at 9 a.m. before the master calendar assignment judge. Current last day is November 25th. Court needs to set release conditions on these matters, on these counts. I'll hear from the state first.
Judge.
Am I joking though? She does. It just, the voice doesn't quite match up with what she looks like.
No.
Also,
I can kind of see
She's OR
Yeah, I
right
can
now,
see
is
it,
that correct?
There have been no release conditions set, so she's responding to a summons.
Okay. The state would ask that she be released to pretrial services.
Thank you. Counsel?
Judge, she's responding to the summons. I don't believe she has any prior criminal history. We'd ask for OR release.
Not yet.
Not yet.
The defendant will be released on her own recognizance, ma'am. What that is your promise to attend all future court hearings. You don't need to post a bond at this time. However, if you fail to appear for any of your future court hearings, Absent good cause, the court could issue a bench warrant for your arrest and require that you post a bond if you are taken into custody before you can be released. Court will also order that you not initiate any contact with any alleged complainant or witness. You're not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription. Do not drive a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. You're not to leave the state, at least not without permission. You need to continue to provide the court with proof of a local address, continue residing at that address. Looks like you've already taken care of your fingerprints. Counselor, is there anything further from the
Yeah,
state,
because they're over everything.
from the defense?
Just need that
All right,
mugshot.
thank you. Ms. Owens, you're free to disconnect.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Well, she
Yeah.
has a problem disconnecting with people. She just can't let them go. She can't let them go and move on.
She's so attached.
God,
So attached.
psycho host beast.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's gonna get crazy with this. I mean, because I don't see that she's gonna have much of a defense.
No, not at all.
Because all of the stuff that she pulled, they'll pull that in there. They'll just be like, here.
Yeah.
Here.
I mean, the one about her going to, if one of the perjuries about her going to Planned Parenthood, that one, I mean, she's done for that one. She can't explain that one.
No.
Because she had an obligation to say exactly where she went. As far as, I mean, just under basic discovery, she had to turn that over. And by saying, well, then she says, well, it was in Orange County, in Costa Mesa. So they get a subpoena for Orange and Riverside counties. When all of a sudden, no, I went in L.A. Well, you know exactly where the fuck you went.
She was also saying she was in
Of
what
course
was
she
the other
does.
one? Yeah, she
didn't.
never went.
She didn't go because if she went to an L.A. one on a Sunday, every single one of them are closed. I looked it up during the damn trial.
Yep.
As it was going on, I looked it up, and one of the 20 locations is permanently closed. That'd probably be the one that she said she went to. Like, well, that's
Exactly.
now that's as of the hearing date. So maybe they were open the year before, but I doubt it.
Oh, I definitely doubt that they were doing anything.
Their hours didn't change, and then for her to say, well, the ultrasound not from that particular, whatever one she went in Orange County. No, I guarantee you that all of the California, probably nationwide, all the Planned Parenthood use the same damn ultrasound.
And wait until they zoom in on
And
that
software.
That one that she shows that says Fiverr on it.
Well, and that was from that wasn't from Clayton. That was with one of the other guys. I thought that was Gillespie or Miracini. It was with one of them.
Oh, I
she
thought
sent to them. No, it wasn't with Clayton. It happened. Because Megan and Dave were looking into some of that stuff because they had a whole laptop from Miracini or something, or Gillespie. They had one of their laptops and had all kinds of stuff. But that one was sent to, but that was not from Clayton. It was from one of the others. And the damn fiber thing shows up. God, that was awesome.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
To find that live on a stream.
And they just happened to zoom in. That's it. They just zoomed in on it, and we're like,
they're like, what the hell is this shit?
They were looking for Tug in there somewhere.
I mean, that would have been triplets.
They were looking to see if it had Megan's eyes.
Like, woman, you are lying about stuff that can absolutely be proven.
She's already she has destroyed Mike Maragini's career.
Yeah. Wow.
She's still getting protective orders against them.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
she just renewed one. It's like, really, he wants nothing to do with you, bitch.
No.
Nothing to do with you at all.
But then she can show up around where he's at, little crazy woman. Hey, Shizzy, looking good. You're roguing. What does it say? It says you're good for a raging alcoholic. Thank you. I appreciate it.
how many drinks have you had so far this morning?
I only finished one cup of coffee, so
okay.
And what so somebody has asked me, they said, what whiskey do I drink?
Jameson.
And the answer is I don't drink whiskey. I keep telling people this. I don't drink whiskey. I drink bourbon, you dumbasses.
I figure you put some Jameson and some Baileys in that coffee.
Oh God.
Yeah,
no.
he's got a little. He has a little syrup in his coffee.
It's Irish coffee.
little Irish coffee.
A little cough syrup.
Just to get the beet red look in the nose, you know? Got to get started early.
Exactly.
Yeah. I
See,
can't.
Shizzy hasn't really been sick, but he did go to the doctor so he could get the good cough medicine, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
Cough medicine. Yes, it helps out the brain. All right, everybody, we are going to end this thing here. I'm going to send everyone over to go see Mo in the Deep End. I will see you guys tonight. Tonight will be a good one. If everything works out right and the roof does not collapse on me and I find enough alcohol, I too can make a live stream. Everybody have a good one. See you soon. Peace.
Bless your heart. I thought I was the only mentally challenged one here.
Get it, yeah, oh yeah. Early morning, rise and shine. Coffee's brewing, feeling fine. News is out and on the air. Shizzy Whiz nuts wild, but we don't care. Morning Whiz and Coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy Whiz nuts, start the show. Let's go. Get it, yeah, oh yeah. Headlines spinning in the breeze. Stupid jokes, he's such a tease. Sip the Java, wear a smile. Pants are off, but stay a while. Morning Whiz and Coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy Whiz, let's start the show. Let's go. Get it, yeah, oh yeah. Headlines spinning in the breeze. Stupid jokes, he's such a tease. Sip the Java, wear a smile. Pants are off, but stay a while. Morning Whiz and Coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy Whiz, let's start the show. Let's go. Get it, yeah, oh yeah. Serious is overrated. Every day we're caffeinated. Talk the town, but in a jest. Morning Whiz is always best. Clock is ticking, time to run. Morning show's a load of fun. Grab your mug, don't spill a drop. Laugh your ass off till you pop. Clock is ticking, time to run. Morning show's a load of fun. Grab your mug, don't spill a drop. Laugh your ass off till you pop.
Oh my god, Shizzy breaks Larry. Shizzy broke Larry.